The issue is with Puerto Rico. And guess what? When you call over there now, they won't even talk. It just goes blank, goes silent. They don't want to hear about these bonds. They said they had so many of them, they didn't know what to do with them. You see? But that's, if the corporation you owe does not send the bond on to Puerto Rico, what do you do, and why don't they send it? You don't do anything. See, we're expecting them, so like I told you, will the district attorney ever admit that he's wrong? Why should you think they're going to admit that you're right? They're going to wait you out. But if this stuff stops, the majority of the time it stops, not every time. I don't know what happens to some people, but I know that in some of them it stops and some of them it doesn't. But you have to keep going on. If you ever bring it back and take it back, you're writing false instruments, and don't do it. Question: I sent in a 1040 filing to the IRS 2 weeks and just filled out the top of the note. I got a reply then just stating they're applying the amount on the forms 1099, Social Security, and the amount of 1099s. They also want more receipts. If I disagree, I am reply with a correct reply be, since you don't send me back a copy of the return signed under the penalty of perjury, I can't make a legal determination of what you're asking. You can write that. But I'd say I accept. See, I accept your offer. I accept what you wrote to me, but I'm going to return it to you and then put that as your reply. You want to add that to your contract, but don't just send it back as an answer. Now you've gotten into a dispute, and that's going to get you in trouble. You understand what I'm saying on this? Send it back. I accept and return to you, and then put here, since you didn't send back a copy of the return signed on the penalty of perjury, I can't make a legal determination about this. Huh? Yeah, foreclosure and discharge. Do you know ZIP means Zonal Improvement Plan? No, I did not. Where does it go from there?
Get out of the post office and look at our old black book.
Uh-huh.
It says VIP means Zonal Improvement Plan. Well, I thought it was a little fuzzy little cartoon character, right? Well, evidently, they think people want to live in a zone. I write on my mail, I don't live in a zone, I'm not part of any plan, I just get married. I think when you put the zip in there, you're trying to come, they want you to come under their jurisdiction, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You don't need a zip code on your mail. I put down Texas Republic on it, you know. Sometimes I get them back, I send them back.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's what it means. It's about an old black book.
You're right. Are you familiar with the Treasury Gate and Tommy Lee Buckley and the large USA bearer bonds? No?
You're not familiar with it?
No, huh?
Tommy Buckley said that back in 9/11. Sir, you're good to speak. Look at the black. What would you do? Tommy Lee Buckley from Amarillo, Texas, back about 10 years ago, said he was an oil man and he tried to get some money from Indonesia. And he said he contacted a man by the name of Edison Damanak out of Indonesia, connected with a PT Galaxy. And Buckley said he received large U.S. bearer bonds from him. He sent me one from the Shah of Iran for $278 billion, signed by James Baker III. So he sued Lloyd Benson and the Federal Reserve Corporation in Washington. Well, he started out in Amarillo, Texas. And Judge Mary Lou Robinson sent the case to the Court of Claims in Washington, D.C., court case 93-518 Charlie, under Judge Diane Gilbert Weinstein. And I got some paperwork from him. I wrote the court, and I says, hey, what's the update on this? Close, seal, no answer. I wrote to 2 congressmen over here, no answer. Nobody wants to talk to me about this. I got a letter from, Buckley sent me a letter from now Senator from Kentucky, Bunning. He says, that's fraud, it's a scam. So I turned the letter over and wrote to Bunning. I said, it's still a fraud and still a scam. He didn't answer me. No congressman talks to me about this. And Edison Damanak was prosecuted in Houston, Texas, in front of a James R. Nolan. And I saw the paperwork. You can see the paperwork out at the federal detention. The federal, where they keep all the documents, the court cases. And I looked at it. Yeah, Edison Damanak was prosecuted. It basically says you give us a bond and you can leave. So he went back to Indonesia. But the question is, are the bonds legitimate or fake? And I sent the stuff to Congressman. They will not talk to me about this. But I got a copy of the bond. Have anybody seen a fake $278 billion bond? You know, whether it's legitimate or fake. This has got Baker's signature. I wrote Baker. He didn't answer me. Nobody wants to talk about this. I just wonder if you knew about this.
No. I know about the stuff you're talking about coming out. I've seen $14 trillion.
You want bigger numbers?
Didn't we, Floyd?
You want bigger numbers?
$14 trillion, yes.
He said Hirohito had one for $75 trillion.
Yep. I don't doubt that.
And Buckley told me they're in Dallas Federal Courthouse.
So now you know it's just all on paper. I mean, it's just with a blip of the computer now, everything can go. And, you know, and people, they go and they want to put all their money over in these accounts out in the Caribbean. They don't realize the CIA set all those things up out there to find out who in this country would want to try to get their money out of the country. And you've seen these countries and they'll say, we'll send any one of our employees to prison for 50 years if he tells the CIA, the FBI, or anybody about anybody's account in here. But as soon as the FBI and the CIA come in, they hand it right over to them. And nothing's ever done to them. All they're doing is trying to find out who in the United States is trying to get their money out of here and not pay taxes on it. That's all it's about. And so they set all those things up. Who do you think owns all those islands? The Queen. If you don't think she owns them, go look at the money. Her picture is plastered all over. Yep. Have you seen the comprehensive annual financial report for your county and city and state? Yes. We used to get into that all the time. We used to go over to Dallas and get them to give us one. They were real nice at first. If you sent a bond to a credit card company months ago and you sent a violation letter, they are still sending through our forms 3 or 4 bills a week. What be the action taken? I accept and return to you foreclosure in this matter and discharge and send it back. That's what you do. Who is going to stand last? If a bond was sent certified and without an acceptance of return clause, should the bond be...
The original was sent with a certified instead of registered.
Oh, it's sent without an acceptance? You mean, is it not any good? No, it's all right. It's just you want to register it because you got to get a number. The registered number is the bond's number. From that point on, you send everything certified.
Can the certified number be the number on?
Yeah, you can do it. Doesn't matter. The only thing about certified registering is you're registering it in commerce. Certified, you're just certifying something's been sent, and it's not a registered number.
Still good though?
Would you tell us what you would do to protect your movable property or farm being... Oh, you're talking about the cars. Do your car the same way this man said they're doing the cars. They're putting the UCC, the original promissory note, and the down payment of the cars onto the UCC one. And he said the banks will not send somebody out to get it. See, it becomes a criminal act on their part if they do it from that point on. Before, if you don't do that, they're going to send somebody out because it's still a civil action.
Send the bank a copy, right?
Yeah, he sent the bank a copy. He said they get mad. He said they write nasty letters, but they never send anybody out to take your vehicle. When can I file 1041 form? Anytime. How many years can it be filed? The IRS said 3 years. But I asked you, would they lie? And I found out that they would, and somebody filed for all of them. So you do what you want to. Where should I address it to? Where can I get a withholding exemption certificate? I don't know, those things that you'll have to, the IRS form, the 1041, you send it to somebody here, and if you're here in Dallas, you send it to the Dallas office, and that's downtown. That's what's his name? He's the area director now, not the district. Lad Ellis Jr. And they're huh?
I don't think he had that office there. I sent one to him and it came back.
Well, I know he's the area director now, not the district director.
But does 1041 have to go to Utah though?
No, huh? Is it necessary to send a power of attorney each time you send a bond? A new bond, I would. I send a power of attorney, and if it's to an attorney or someone like that, I would also send a copyright violation. And then you're going to have twice as much work. Twice as much work. How does the 1969 revision that limited obligations to only those of the government's obligations? You cannot, and no matter what they did, this is as amended. It's HJR 192, June the 5th, 1933. I don't care what they do to it. This is simply as amended. They cannot take something like that and go and cross it out. What they do is they amend them, and then along the line, it'll be as if they never wrote the first one. And what they're wanting you to do is forget the first one. But that's not what it is. This is just an amendment. It's always referred to as HGR 192 as amended. And they amended it during that time. How do you free yourself of judgments? What kind of a judgment? If you get a judgment in court, you simply tell the court at that time, either I'm going to accept it and return it to you for closure and discharge in this case, or you tell them I'm not going to pay it under trading with truth and lending. I'm not going to pay this under truth and lending. I'm going to reject your offer of contract. You do not have to pay a judgment. You have to reject it or accept it and return it. You can't pay it to begin with.
What would you do with that?
I would send it. Who is this? Is this you in here? This Donna and Lloyd?
Right.
All right. I just send this back to him and tell him I'm going to accept your offer, and I'm going to return this to you for closure and discharge. Yeah, that's what I would do.
And return the voucher?
Yeah, and return the voucher. Send him a bond with it and say, what do you want?
He's already got a bond.
All right, then say send the voucher. Okay, is there any other? You do realize that next week is the first week. This is the 5th one. So we'll meet next Wednesday. Uh-oh, they got one more. Reference large bonds, get Dallas Morning News and Fort Worth Star Telegram CD for 1991 and put in Tommy Lee Buckley. Oh, okay. Is this you're referring to that? Yeah. Okay. Huh?
license plate, the Indian River.
Oh, I have not got that, and we're trying to find it. But I believe it's the one over in Louisiana. The what do you call her?